It is now July 20th, 2014. I'm Roy, Mr. Awesome Schultz, and I'm wrapping up from California Extreme last weekend. We can now see the third new release of Twin Galaxies, supposedly controlled by Jace Hall, and yet on the Twin Galaxies website scoreboard, the notations of trackball size with cursor speed for Arcade Missile Command scores has not been indicated for each score. Now let me read exactly what the Twin Galaxies website says concerning player's choice for trackball settings for Arcade Missile Command scores. Now, from their website verbatim, no bonus cities are awarded. Settings have been amended March 10, 2008 to indicate dip number 4 on R8 is entirely the player's choice. In regards to all future submissions, it will be noted whether dip switch number 4 is set to on or off. On is the slow cursor, off is the fast cursor. But the scores will all be ranked in the same high score table with no intentions to track on and off in separate tables. Now look at the listing of arcade scores for Tournament Missile Command, beginning with Tony Temple's 4.4 million point score on the Twin Galaxies website, and you can't find any indication of what choice was made for trackball size and cursor speed. That choice should be clearly indicated and seen for all Arcade Missile Command scores. It can be easily done with 7 to 10 character spaces. Now, this proves that Twin Galaxies should be considered the same corrupt and dishonest organization it always has been. Now, Richie Knuckles, the former owner of Twin Galaxies, he now pretends he just found out by doing research that the 4-inch trackball is for the slow cursor and the 2.5-inch trackball is for the fast cursor. Richie Knuckles knew all about that way before he took over Twin Galaxies with Jordan Adler. I discussed it with him in detail many times. He was knowingly responsible for supporting the Twin Galaxies' stupidity of improper player's choice. Apparently he works for Robert Merzak and Billy Mitchell, and my points at 100 rounds missile command score was never put up on the Twin Galaxies website because Tony Temple didn't have a higher score yet. The only reason I dealt with Richie Knuckles was to get the documentation to Guinness World Records. He's always been desperate for money ever since his wife threw him out. It now appears Robert Merzak has finally met his price. Now there are 3 Missile Command champions. Champion number 1, 4-inch trackball fast cursor. Champion number 2, 4-inch trackball slow cursor, and the equivalent 2.5-inch trackball fast cursor. Champion number 3, 2.5-inch trackball slow cursor. It's just a matter of opinion which score is best. Now every Arcade Missile Command score should plainly indicate what trackball size and cursor speed was used so that a player can choose what score or record to beat. Now my player's choice is that the highest score for points at 100 rounds Tournament Missile Command 4-inch trackball slow cursor is the number 1 Missile Command champion. I can make that argument pretty easily. Now let me make this very clear, because Twin Galaxies tries to twist everything that I say. When I say that the Twin Galaxies Tournament Arcade Missile Command scores play the same, I am referring to the key playing element to get a high score. Now there are 3 Missile Command champions in 3 trackball cursor speed categories in 3 different playing modes. Playing Mode 1, points at 100 rounds, tournament. Playing Mode 2, tournament no bonus city unlimited. Mode number 3, marathon, bonus city every 10,000 points. Now the key playing element in points at 100 rounds is point pressing even when you're down to 1 city. The key playing element in Tournament Unlimited is protecting the middle base and the city right next to it, especially at round 102 with intensified missiles. And the key playing element in Marathon bonus city every 10,000 points, especially after 24 hours of play, is not even saving a city, but playing to achieve enough points to get to the next bonus city. Now Bill Carlton believes that Victor Sandberg with 81 million points marathon should be the overall Missile Command champion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. If Sandberg played on 4-inch trackball fast cursor, then that should be indicated clearly on the Twin Galaxies scoreboard. Twin Galaxies does not have to recognize points at 100 round scores, nor do they have to have separate score tables, but the player's choice should be clearly indicated with every score, including marathon scores, just as Guinness World Records has done with my Missile Command Tournament score points at 100 rounds. Now here's the certificate that they issued me. Okay. Here's the score. 1,147 at 100 rounds, and it says clearly 4-inch trackball, slow cursor. Now that wasn't included in the 2014 Gamers Edition because there wasn't enough room, and they didn't really have to because it is the official factory recommended trackball setting. Now Guinness World Records is way ahead of the curve with Tournament Missile Command scores of points at 100 rounds. Point pressing in a finite period of time changes playing statistics. I use a different point pressing technique now than I did in 1985, and my Missile Command score in the 2014 Guinness Gamer Edition is superior to my 1,695,265 point score from 1985 if played either fast or slow cursor. I say I am a better player now because of my new point pressing technique, but it is physiologically impossible to play my absolute best score due to loss of endurance from aging. Twin Galaxies tries to twist everything that I say, and only an insane person would expect me to play as well now as I could have in 1985 with respect to endurance. Now, my message to Tony Temple is to prove you're not a coward, but in fact a gentleman and a good sportsman by insisting that scorekeepers include the trackball size and cursor speed setting on any score you achieve, especially if it is not an official factory recommended trackball setting. You should contact Twin Galaxies right now to insist the proper notation be added to your score on their website. Tony, I didn't appreciate your statement that Roy Schilt didn't know what trackball setting he used in 1985. It appears that Robert Merzak put you up to say that, so he could use that statement to invalidate my Missile Command scores. Now on October 5th, 2008 at E4All in Los Angeles, on my first game I played Arcade Tournament Missile Command and scored 810,000 points with 2 cities still left over 600,000 points, a small miracle considering the glare from the overhead lighting. They were actually filming that score with a hidden camera, by the way. Having 2 cities left over 600,000 points is much more difficult than simply rolling a 1 million point score. You could have been there, you could have been paid to be there, but you refused. Now, had you been there, you would have seen me play, and you have no doubt as to the validity of all my Missile Command scores. Then we would have went to Laser Blazer to check my machine and play some more games. Now I want everyone to know, don't get chumpatized and let Twin Galaxies cheat you. I wouldn't even consider turning in a score to Twin Galaxies or have anything to do with Twin Galaxies until Twin Galaxies corrects the insanity of player's choice for cursor speed on Missile Command scores by listing the trackball size and cursor speed for every score of Missile Command, including marathon scores, where that information is known. And if Victor Ali says he played 4-inch trackball slow cursor for his 80 million marathon score, he shouldn't have to replay the whole game, but play up to 810,000 points no bonus city tournament to prove that he's capable. Now, for more information and updated ideas and information, see shockandawesome.com. Thank you very much.